This is Said. Today happens to be her first day in the school. Her family just relocated from Lagos to Asaba, and that's the change in school. Immediately she enters through the school gates. Two friends, Hamdi and her friend, see her. Hamdi's friend makes comments on how beautiful the new girl is. Hamdi gets jealous since she's known as the most beautiful girl in the school. During lessons in class, Said, the new girl, was introduced to her class. She mentioned her name as Said and goes ahead to mention her age. Immediately she mentions her age, Kandi rudely interrupts her that no one has asked her of her age. She also gives it back to her that no one has invited her. This started a little argument and the teacher settles it. Said goes back to her seat and lesson continues. During break time, two boys find themselves talking about the new girl, Said. They talk about how smart and beautiful Said is. One of them, called Richie, tells the other friend that she wants to befriend Said. The other friend reminds him of his friendship with Kandi. The guy denies being friends with Kandi and tells him how he dislikes Kandi because she is rude and arrogant. School closes and Said goes home. She just tells dad about what happened in school. Her mom sees them gisting and gets jealous but leaves them to have their father-daughter bond as usual. The next day at school, Said, seeing Kandi and her two other friends, greets them. Kandi tells her she shouldn't try to be friends with them because they can never be friends. One of the friends agrees while the other disagrees that they aren't enemies, so she can talk to them. Kandi and her friend that supported her leaves the other friend called Daniela because she defended Said. She starts to cry because her friends have left her and don't want to be friends with her anymore. Said consoles her and tells her she will be her friend and she can still have more friends. They hug and goes to class. Said later in the day goes to a junior class and shares biscuits. Her friend asks her of hers and decides to share what she has with her. She goes home and opens up to her mom about Kandi, who is being arrogant and wanting to compete with her. Her mom talks to her about what she should do. The next day at school, Richie and his friends meet Daniela and say hi to her. Daniela is surprised since Richie hasn't talked to her before. Richie apologizes and tells her it's because of her friend Kandi. That is why he doesn't talk to her. Again, he tells her he wants to be friends with her friend Said. Daniela tells them about how nice and intelligent Said is as compared to Kandi. Richie and her friend get happy and leave. Kandi's friend sees Daniela talking to Richie and goes to tell Kandi. Kandi goes to meet Richie and asks him why he doesn't want to be friends with her but rather prefer to be friends with fools, referring to Said. Richie tells her his reason of not wanting to be friends with her is how arrogant and rude she is. Richie again tells Kandi he also comes from a rich home and won't allow her to intimidate him as she does to others because she is from a rich home. He tells her his mind and leaves. Kandi gets angry and also leaves with her friend. Said again goes to Kandi trying to be nice to her, but Kandi tells her that before she came to the school, she was and is the leader of the girls in the school and she shouldn't dare come to take her leadership. Said tells her she has come to teach her how to love people and not be arrogant. He leaves Kandi and tells her that her behavior is unacceptable. Daniela sees Said and tells her about what Richie told her. Said agrees to be friends with Richie and they leave. In class, during the maths lesson, a teacher asks a question and Said raises her hand to answer. Immediately, Candy sees that she also raises her hand just to compete with Said. Said tells her teacher to let Candy answer it. Candy goes to the board and couldn't answer it. The whole class laughs at her. Said refused to do it since she feels Candy did that on purpose, and the lesson continues. During break time, Daniela asks her friend Said why she refused to solve it, and she tells her friend that she doesn't want to be in competition with anyone. Richie and his friend meet them and tell Said it was good she allowed Candy disgrace herself. She tries to ignore him, but Richie pulls her back. Said slaps Richie. Unknown to Richie and Said, one of Candy's friends sees Said slapping Richie and runs to tell Candy about it. Candy becomes happy because she thinks she has gotten a way to deal with Said, since the school rule is against slapping and bullying people. She decides to report the issue so that Said will be suspended. Said regrets doing that since she got to know it was against the school rules. As she stands thinking about her action, Candy goes to Said and asks why she did that. Richie, out of nowhere, comes and tells her not to fight for him because he can fight for himself. Said apologizes to Richie for her action and leaves. Richie warned Candy never to fight for him ever again in her life. Richie's friend asks Richie why she allowed Said to slap him and didn't do anything. Richie tells him he is taught not to beat a woman. Candy gets called by her teacher, who decides to talk to Candy as her own daughter upon seeing how rude she is. Her teacher advised her to treat people around with love and respect. After talking to her, Candy reports to her teacher about Said slapping Richie. The teacher decides to investigate into the matter. She calls the entire class out and questions Richie about it. Richie denies that Said slapped her. Said and Candy get surprised. Richie insisted that it was a lie. The principal and the teacher feel being fooled. They want Candy not to bring false information to them again and dismisses them. Candy and her friends get infuriated as to why Richie lied about the incident. Richie's friend also questions him about why he lied. He admits that he likes Said and wants to be friends with her. As they talk, Said and her friend walk in and thank Richie for covering her up. Richie then asks if they are now friends and Said responds yes. Richie gets happy and celebrates with his friends. It was time for a test. Since Said is brilliant, she teaches her classmates, including Candy's friend. Candy was the only one who didn't allow herself to be taught. During break time, Candy got angry as to why her friends would belittle themselves and talk to Said because they wanted Said to teach them. Her friends tell her that there is no harm in being friends with other people, especially Said, since she is brilliant. Candy gets irritated and disowns her friends. Her friend decides to go to Said and asks her to be their friend. Said accepts and tells them they are all human beings and there is no need to discriminate. Said asks about Candy and they tell her about she being too proud and not being friends with her anymore. Said accepts and tells them she will talk to Candy so she can change. During break time, all the pupils play together except Candy, who now has no friends. She stands lonely as she watches the other people playing. Before their final exams, all the classmates, excluding Candy, allow Say to teach them the things they don't understand. After they finished their exams, their results came and Say and the entire class had done extremely well except Candy. The teacher calls Candy to her office and asks why she performed so poorly. Candy returns to class and starts crying. Her classmate tries to console her. School closes and a section of the class mock Candy for failing. Candy finally goes to meet Sade, apologizes to her and asks her to be her friend. Sade tells her not to be arrogant and rude again and everyone will like her. She accepts and Sade agrees to be her friend. She becomes happy and they all play together. Sade feels happy and proud that she was able to bring everyone together. Moral lesson: let's not look down on anybody, no matter who they are. We all need each other to be better people.